What is up, YouTube? Topic of this video: why you should not get into a serious relationship at a young age. So at a young age, I mean like late teens till late 30s, maybe even early 30s. And just look, all ideas presented here are my personal opinion, right? And I don't push that into anyone's head. Unfortunately, because I can't do this. That's not the society we live in. I'm 23 now, and I had 3 serious relationships. Last one lasted 2 years, so I think I'm credible to talk about this and whether it's a good idea for you or no. Most likely not. So look, it's not having a girlfriend right now really a limiting factor for you? Think about this. Don't get me wrong, being in love, dating is fun and nice, but most likely it shouldn't be your priority right now, right? Most likely not. I get it, but most likely it's not really a priority. You have to invest in yourself first. That's my idea, right? So when I will set up my career as I want it and will set up my life completely to the point, then I can go on the dates because I liked it, right? Because I think that could be fun. But most young people, right, are not in this position yet. Just not. Don't think that you're the exception for this. Because look, I understand. Going on the dates here and there, having some casual sex, it's cool, it's fun, it gets me going. I understand I'm not gay, but most likely that's not the thing you should be focusing on right now. My golden rule. And I thought this was supposed to be like a gold bar, but it looks like a butter. Anyways, you either date to get married or you date to break up, because when you date there are only 2 outcomes, right? And if you're not in the position to think about marriage now, it means you are dating to break up at the end. That means you are wasting your time and energy. Why would you do that? Don't be stupid. Because there's no in between. I was on a date once with a girl and I was trying to explain that to her. And she said that you can be in a romantic relationship for the experience of being in a romantic relationship. But that just doesn't make any sense because you don't have like a long-term vision for this. That means you won't be able to fully invest yourself into this relationship. Thus, you're wasting your time and energy. And currently, I perfectly understand that I'm not in the position to think about any marriage, right? I want to set up my life first, my health, career, finances, my mental health. And then, like, when I'm on my peak and I don't have to achieve a million things on my list, I can be with someone and help that person grow, right? That makes sense. Because you can't build life for yourself and fix the life for another person at the same time, right? That is the idea. Of course, sometimes there are exceptions, and I'm very happy for them. I'm not saying that when you're in your 20s, everyone you will date is like completely mentally broken person, completely retarded, people who don't know how to tie their shoes. Absolutely not. I know a few people who are my age or even younger and are in a great relationship. And if you can find something like this, my congratulations to you, really. If you can find someone who pushes you, motivates you, is being supportive and makes you want to achieve greater, bigger things, that's a win. Look, that's a win right there. But realistically, it's very unlikely. The current mentor of mine who helped me get into the investment fund, he said, too many pancakes. he said that he made his first million 1 year after he started dating his girlfriend. Because before that he wasn't really thinking about the money, but when he started dating, he wanted to provide for her. He wanted for them together to travel, to live in different places, and that was the main source of motivation for him. I never really thought about it that way, and if it works for you, that's great. But honestly, that's quite unlikely. That is quite unlikely, because majority of young people, in early, mid, and late 20s are not like that. And I don't want you to think that I've been dating some broken girls with daddy issues or some crazy bitches. No, I'm not just talking from my own experience, but from what I have seen personally. Because so many people have these inner issues and childhood traumas, and if you're dealing with your own stuff, you can't really at the same time help another person. It'll be just too much. But other than that, bro, like my congratulations, you just hit the jackpot, really. Time and energy, big one. This picture represents like a peace of mind. What the fuck? So look, I'm immensely grateful that I'm 100% sure that when I wake up in the morning and if I check my phone, there won't be a message saying what a bad person I am. That I'm egoistical, that I'm this and that, and I don't understand this and that. It is actually the peace of mind that I won't have to deal with these messages, and when I'm in stress, I'm on a tight deadline, I'm doing this and that, I don't have much time, and I have to deal with some girlfriend issues. That would like fucking blows my mind. How grateful I am that I don't have this liability hanging around my head right now. That is absolutely amazing. In terms of time, if you really don't think about marriage and you're dating that one girl, you're just really wasting your time, man. And it's not really only by dates when you waste your time, but there's like shadow time consumers. What I mean by that is that whenever I was waking up with my girlfriend, I had zero willingness to get out of bed. And like, you know this feeling, right? I like to wake up early at like 6, and my girlfriend was waking up at like 9. So I really didn't have any motivation to wake up early and do some stuff. I was just laying in bed for a couple of hours. Now I look past this and I think, damn, I was like so retarded at this. But it's not only me. I hear the same thing from other people who are a couple of years older than me. I hear them struggle with the same thing. So imagine how much time you are missing out on this. No, most likely you don't even understand girls yet and how you should even treat them. Because the truth is, you can't listen to girls saying what they like guys to do, or how to approach them, or what turns them on. And honestly, I've only started understanding, like partially understand this, 6 to 9 months ago, and it honestly just blew my mind. But I want to keep this video family friendly and PG, so I won't really expand on this here. Maybe in some other time. Look, if you're improving your life month by month, then insanely likely that currently you are at the lowest point you will ever be. Okay, you will be in like 20 years at least, right? Because that's the chart showing the sum of a... Fucking shit. It shows like the sum of attractiveness for men it reaches peak in like 40 to 45 years. So you will reach your peak in 20 to 25 years. So right now you're like the absolute underdog. You're the absolute junk of the junk, the bottom of the barrel that no one wants to even look at. You're like the 80% discounted like chicken tenders. Something like this. I don't know what I just said. Like, you understand the point. You're at the lowest point possible. So guess who you will attract? You will attract the junk of the junk, the absolute cum collectors, the absolute fucking grizzly bears. That's not what you really want. I wrote here that the men peak age is 35 because I thought that it's 35, but this chart shows it's more like 45. For women, forget this number. I don't really know, but the fact is that men in our society, and it's not me saying this, it's society dictating this, men are valued in society for their input into the society, and women are valued for their looks. I'm not a sexist. I didn't come up with this. That's the society that we live in. That's unfortunate, but that's the fact. So if you're in your late teens, early 20s, and you're not a complete degenerate, right now you're in the worst spot possible. I am right now in the worst spot possible. I will be in the next 20 years. So right now I'm in the best situation possible I ever was, but in the worst situation I will be in for the next 20-25 years. Sounds pretty logical, right? And nevertheless, it is a big motivation for me to have a romantic partner and to be the man which can attract the romantic partner of my dreams. Because I want and to have a very healthy, loving family. I want my kids to look up to me. And I want a beautiful, loving, helpful, smart, feminine, empathetic wife, like the woman of my dreams, with healthy mind, healthy body, and I also want to be a good father for my kids. But right now, I understand I'm not the person who can attract such women. And that's fine. That's fine, because I'm not in a rush. I'm definitely not in a rush. No, that can happen when I'm 30, when I'm 35. I'm fine with this, because I'm not in a rush. Preferably Latina. I didn't remember when I wrote this. Look. This book, absolutely stellar, absolutely amazing. It writes about like this interdynamics of men and women in modern like relationship dating world. Basically, to sum it all up, it says that men in a relationship have to be masculine and women have to be feminine. Obvious, right? But what does it actually mean? So the true essence of masculine is men's goals and ambitions, while true essence of feminine is to share love. And whenever man doesn't put his goals and ambitions as his top priority for life higher than his family, that puts a strain on the relationship. Because a woman understands that her man is not as masculine, and she has to step up, she has to increase her masculine energy, and that just makes a complete chaos in a relationship. And it doesn't end well. It doesn't end well at all. Another lesson is to never change your mind to please a woman, therefore you have to stay authentic to your own values. So for example, whenever, you would very mildly express your political views or societal views or your views on any of the race, and she says, well, I don't like this. You have to stay true to your own values. Stay authentic. Never change mind for a woman. Don't use your family as an excuse. Now that's mainly if you already have kids, and what I've been hearing, especially whenever people start having kids, they get completely out of shape and they say, oh yeah, like I'm fat, but that's because I have a kid. It's easy for you to tell that because you don't have to like wake up at 3 a.m. and change diapers and like do this and that. Don't ever do this stuff, man. Like it's fucking embarrassing. Don't ever use your family as an excuse for you to not be achieving something. Because family is not really an obstacle that you have. And when you say that, oh, I can't do this because I have a family, you're using your family as an, like you present your family as an anchor that slows you down. Do you really want to be that person? Probably no. Women will give different answers based on how they feel at the moment. That was like a big realization for me, because very often you notice the woman will tell you like such a random fucking stuff, like which they absolutely don't mean, but they say this and then after like 5 minutes they change their mind and you think like they're lying or something, and their mood just changes so often because what women tell you is not what they actually think and believe, but they tell you what they feel at the current moment. Just read the chapter. Just read the chapter, it will explain everything much better. The reason she's complaining about is never the reason she's actually complaining about. That was like big realization for me. Because you do like 10 small fuck-ups that she's not talking about, that she won't tell you about. Then you do the 11th small fuck-up, and she will blow like a huge fucking problem out of this. And you're like, damn, that's like such a small thing. Why are you blowing such a big deal from this? And that was a realization, because what she's complaining about is never the reason she actually complains about. I was like, damn. It's like when you have a big puzzle with few of the missing pieces, and just these few missing pieces, just because of that you can't imagine the whole picture, and then you get these missing pieces and now you see the whole picture. That was the realization for me. So obviously you need to keep a masculine role in a relationship. And look, family and reproduction is obviously the main human mission for whole history of Homo sapiens, right? Like reproduction is like the main thing you have to do. If you have left few kids after yourself, you can go and die and just fight the tiger and die the same day. And eventually, yes, you will need to attract women. And this is a skill. And just like any skill, to get better at this, it has to be practiced. So how do you practice this skill without committing to a relationship? And honestly, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what to tell you. I wish I knew, but right now I don't. At least some I learned to attract women before I changed my whole view on this. And previously I didn't really thought that casual sex is degenerate. Now I absolutely believe that it is degenerate. And I know that right now I'm too young for a relationship. But before I had this mindset, I was doing all of that stuff, so I learned a little bit to attract the girls. But I can't give advice on how to do it now without being a degenerate. Honestly, I don't know. So that's it.